Welcome to another AI video tutorial. Today I am testing a newly released feature in Google Flow called Tools. It lets you create and edit images with Nano Banana, plus you can create your own tools. On the Google Labs page, you have Google Flow, but you should know the tools are only available on a paid subscription. You cannot use them with a free subscription. You can open a new project, and then on the left you have all the media that you will generate, and you have this chat session you can open and use agents, or just talk to it and generate the things you need. That should be free, but limited per day or per 5 hours. And you can change the Nano Banana image and video settings, like the ratio and the sizes you want. I might do other tutorials for that, but today I want to talk about the tools, since it is a new feature and only those with a paid subscription can access it. You will see later that we can create our own tools. And we also have a few ready-made examples, like a few tools for working with images, a few more that let you edit and work with videos. Some are made for prompting, and a few are experimental, and here we also have the old whisk that we used to have at the beginning of the year. So I will focus only on images today. So let me start with a simple sketch. As the name says, this lets you sketch and generate an image based on the sketch. You can take this pencil icon and draw something. You can pick different colors, and with this Move tool, you can select those sketches and move them around to arrange them how you want. From here, you can clear the canvas. So let me take the pencil, and I will use a white color. Let me do some kind of dino creature really quick, just improvising. Once you have the sketch, you prompt for what you want to be created from that sketch. I want some kind of monster combined with a dinosaur in the jungle. Then you can press this arrow to generate, and it can take around a minute. Unfortunately, they did not add a full-size preview, but you can use this remix button and change this app. You also have Add to Canvas, Regenerate, Download, and Delete. So let me regenerate to see what I get. I kind of like this one better. Let me clear the canvas, and I will add this image here. Maybe I will use the corners to resize it and make it bigger. I will use the red color, and with the pencil, I will add some dots to the dino. Then, I will also mention those in the prompt. Now, when I generate, I should get those blended better into the creature, like they belong there. You can add it again and change it, but we have more options for inpainting, as you will see later. So this is useful for sketch to final illustration or photo. Let me check what other tools we have. For Scene Explorer, I was not so impressed, but you can test all the apps. I will just show you some I actually use. For example, this mockup tool. You can import an image from here, and I will just upload a logo, but it can also be an illustration or a product. Once it is loaded, you can click the Add Media button. Now you have some buttons below for the mockups you want to see. I will click Bag, and it will generate an image with the logo on the bag. Maybe I will also do a poster, then a book, and maybe a mural, so you can see it can generate multiple images at once, which saves time. In around 2 minutes, I got this. The logo on the bag looks like this. Then we have this poster mockup. Then this one on the book, and this one on the mural. You can use the buttons to regenerate, download, or delete. But you can also use custom mockup, where you describe the mockup. Let me try something random. I will also try a shirt and a pin to see what they do. For the logo on the truck, it kind of stretched the logo, so it failed in this case. For the t-shirt, it is not bad. I can work with that, and for the pin, it adapted it to look like a pin. Let me check what other tools we have. It seems we also have an image editor. We can add multiple image and text layers. So let me start with an image, and for this example, I will add this creature I made earlier. You can resize it and move it around. You also have more options for opacity, contrast, and saturation, plus a blur slider. So let's say I have this creature and I want to add another image. This time I will upload one from my computer with this woman. Wait for it to load, then click Add Media. Then you compose the scene how you like, and you have the layers on the left. Maybe I flip this over and move it somewhere here. Then I click on the Refine button, and it is already recommending some prompts. Maybe I add more changes and modify the outfit of the woman so it fits that jungle scene, and I press Enter. In around a minute, I got this image that made the subjects fit the scene. You do have an undo button here to see how it looked before, and a redo button to see it after, or you can just hide the layers since the new generation is on a different layer on top. I will add a text layer now, and I can move it around. From here, I can change the text. Maybe I say jungle time. Then I click the refine button, and I want that text to fit better, like a movie scene presentation or something, and press enter to generate a new image. The result is this one, so now the text looks like it belongs there. For InPaint, you can use this tool and just paint over the area where you want something changed. Maybe I want the woman to wear a hat, so now when I run that, I get a hat on the woman's head. Pretty cool, right? You also have outpaint, and cutout will remove the background. It might look like nothing happened, but if I go to layers and hide the layers behind, you can see it did some basic background removal. So that is pretty much it for this tool. Let me move to the next one. The next one is called Shot Explorer. Basically what it does is let you upload an image and change the view angle. Let's say I use this woman image. Then, if I click on back, it should generate the same woman from a back view. Let me try one from the side, and maybe one for zoom in, and let me see what this surprise me button does. And we got the result for the back view. That looks pretty consistent. This is the side view, but I see it zoomed in also, so maybe you need a few tries. For the actual zoom in, we got something more like a macro photo, and for surprise me, it really surprised me. Not sure if it tried to combine the glasses with the woman's clothes or something, so it can be useful to get different angles from a single image. Let me move to the next tool. This one is called Converge, and it lets you render your sketches. You have the option to upload a sketch from your computer, choose one from the gallery, use the webcam, or of course, sketch it directly. But let me see how this is different from the previous sketch to render tool. So let's say I draw some kind of mug really quick. We have this button that says Generate Vector Layer, and in around a minute, we get 4 different versions of that sketch that are more detailed. Let's say I like this one, and I want to refine it more. I can go and click Refine Vector, and after another minute, I get 4 subtle variations for that one. So we do the sketch first, then the vector, then we can refine the vector, and after that we can add a guiding prompt for the final render. I want a wooden beer mug, Viking style. Then I click Generate Render, and we got 4 versions to choose from. This one seems similar to the vector sketch. In fact, we have a slider on top, and we can see the before and after. Pretty cool, right? Okay, now that I like that, I can export it to the gallery and have it later in all media, where I can do more changes. So now you have an idea how tools work. But the cool part is that you can create your own tool. You can see here we have this button, so now if we click on it, we are able to describe the tool we want. So I want an app that lets me upload a person and gives me 3 different portraits of that person in different styles. The first one is a 3D render in a cute cartoon style, the second one is a caricature style, and the third one is a clean coloring book line art style. All of them should capture the person's identity. Then I run it and wait for it to create the app and write the code. It depends on how complex the tool is, so it can take a few minutes. When it is ready, it tells me what it did and how to test it. If you go to the top left, you have the option to rename this tool, so I can call it Style Portrait or something. But it is better to do that at the end, since when you ask for changes, it might change the title too. For icons, you can pick an icon or upload a custom one. So let's say I pick this face and save it. Then it is time to test the tool. Let me upload an image. I will choose this portrait, then click Generate, and it will take a minute to get those styles I asked for. Sometimes you might get an error for some of the generations, but you can generate again. So now I have a 3D cartoon style, a caricature style, and a line art version. But I want to make some changes to this tool. So let me talk with AI more and tell it that I want to click on the generated image to see it bigger, and also compare it with the original. By the way, if you know coding, you can look at the code to see what it does, but I am not good with that, so I keep it on preview. So I got the changes and it refreshed my window. Let me test it. I will use the same woman and generate again. This time, I got all 3 generations. I can click on an image and see it bigger, and I have a slider to compare it. So it kind of did what I asked, but you can keep asking for changes until it looks how you want. This is the caricature version. It seems that the generations are square. I probably need to mention the ratio somehow to get that fixed. But what is important is that you can change it easily by talking. No coding needed. Now, I want the generated image to be even more consistent and similar to my character, so I asked for a change. And again, in a minute or two, I got some changes. Now, I have a strength slider. Let me upload the woman again, then move the slider to max, and generate again. And I got the result. I am not sure about the likeness, but I guess cartoons are always different. I will do more experiments in the next tool, and that should work better. But a tool like this can save you some time if you do the same things over and over again. You create a tool, press generate, and it does all that for you. So once you are happy with the tool, you press done, and that is saved. Now, on top, you can go to My Tools, and then you can find your tool there. You can click on it, and it looks like an app where you add an image and generate what you need. You notice there is no more chat on the right. If you want to change the app more, you click on Remix, and you can create a new version of the app. You can see the title also changed, so you know it is a new app now. You can rename it, but remember, once you start chatting, it might change the title for you, so I would leave it at the end. So now I will prompt the changes I want, since it would be a similar app. I want it to work the same, with one image upload of a person and to generate 3 different images. But instead of changing the style, I wanted to change the outfit and environment, while everything else should stay consistent. I can change the icon if I want. Maybe I pick this one so I know it can change the outfit. And we got our changes. Let me check again with the same photo of the woman. Now, we have some variation here for outfit, environment, and light, but it is kind of hard to tell, and I am not sure why it put everything on the left when we had enough space under the images. Let me generate first to see what I get. It did change the outfit, but again, I get a square ratio. So I will add more precise instructions for how I want the ratio and how I want the prompt under each image, so I know which image I edit. Now I finally got what I asked for, and it looks much better. Let me test it. I will use the same woman, change the settings, and add prompts for each outfit to have a variety to test. Then let me generate. The woman looks quite similar to my original, but I have chosen the wrong ratio. Let me choose 3:4 ratio instead, and I will generate again. The results are these. Now, if I test, I can see it is more similar and easy to compare. What do you think? Does it start to look more like a real app? Let me make sure the pose is more consistent and only the outfit and environment change. I also want to have a randomized prompt button so I can get more ideas fast. After it added the changes, I can test it again with the same woman. Now, when I press the randomize button, each time I get new prompts, so that function is quite useful. Let me see what I get from these random prompts. This looks quite nice now, and consistent. It kept the pose and the face, and only changed what I asked for. So as you can see, even if the app is not great on the first try, maybe we did not know exactly what we wanted, and the prompt was not detailed enough. We can talk with AI and tell it what to add, what to change, and it will make those changes for you until it works. So in the future, as the models get smarter, we will be able to create the exact custom apps we need in our workflow, like our own Jarvis, a custom assistant that can create anything.
That is all for today. I want to thank AI Titans for the support and everyone who subscribed to the membership. If you found something useful, please leave a like and a comment to help the channel. Have a great day.